So welcome back to Orchid House. This is Olivier in Fort Lauderdale, and today I want to talk about my Phalaenopsis mannii, which is a little beauty, very hot grower. So it has another cousin called cornu-cervi, and the flowers are very similar, but the plant is different, so I'll show you both. This is late February, and actually middle of February, so it's a little early for the plant to bloom, but yes, it's happy. Actually, I had a second spike coming out. It's gone now, but I mean it was too close to another plant and it broke off during a storm. There was too much wind. I was very upset. So this plant is a perfect candidate for mounting. It has very slender and pendant leaves. And that's the big difference with this guy, cornu-cervi, which, as you can tell, has thicker leaf and not as long and not as slender. But the flowers are very similar. Now, these two plants, you can grow them with somewhat higher light than your standard Phalaenopsis, and also a little bit drier in the winter. And they are sequential bloomers, so you see these flowers are going to fade, and then there's going to be new flowers coming, and these spikes, they can stay good for years on end. So as long as it's green, you don't trim them off. It doesn't have a fragrance that I'm aware of, and as you can tell, it has a very nice root system. It's not the nicest mount I've had, but it came with the mount a year and a half ago, and I mean, it's well attached, so I'm keeping it. So you can have many spikes. I mean, a lot more than that. This is still a young plant. This one here, for some reason, developed a kiki, and so you have actually two plants. And so there's one plant here and another plant there. And ever since this, my spike dies at the end of the year and I have to start over. I'm not quite sure why, but anyway. So this is actually more common plant. Cornu-cervi is more common than the mannii, but I think it's very pretty. And it's free flowering, so I mean, the peak of the season is really spring, late spring, and the summer and the fall. But then if you're lucky, when the plant is very mature, you're going to have flowers for a long time. So quite a beautiful little flower, and that's all I wanted to share with you today. So thank you much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.